Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Captain Crush proudly brings to you yet another day on DFS betting. We have a crispy 9-game slate to discuss today, so I will do my best to break it down, try to narrow it down for you, and try to hopefully get your brain thinking the right way and teach you guys how to become a walking bucket? No, a walking W. Now, this right here, this is Outlier Bet. You can use code CRUSH and get 37 days free of the best research tool on the market. One of the best, absolutely. This is the first step, boys. You go right here, you check the point spreads. Over under 229.11, bang. Hornets, Pistons, 2.5, 230, bang. We're going to be covering both of those. 236 with the Bucks and the Cavs. Blowout spread, question mark? Possibly. We're going to have to discuss all this. The Phoenix and the Suns. What'd I say? The Phoenix and the Suns? The Phoenix and Dallas is what I meant to say. I'm firing through here. And the Spurs versus the Thunder, 242 for a crispy game. And the Hawks and the Warriors with a 235.5 point total. The late night hammer, gon' hammer. Trust. So, you already have the games to worry about. So you can go right here and then you go right over here to props. And this is where you can do your research, which is what I do every single day, as well as other things. So the very first thing that I'm going to talk about in this video is going to be something controversial that no one wants to hear, myself included, but I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't talk about the things that nobody wants to hear. But before I do that, how about yesterday, boys? Kawhi Leonard, cash. CJ McCollum, cash. D'Angelo Russell, cash it. But unfortunately, Lauri Markkanen, he sold. He did a lot of cardio in the fourth. The game was a blowout. I knew going into it that was the risk, but hey, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. And if you throw in Julius Randle, which I called it out, I can't remember if I called it out on YouTube, but for sure in the cord, if Hartenstein sits, Julius Randle's your man, and bang, cash it. Good old Randle came through for your boy in the clutch. So that was yesterday. What do we got today on this glorious 24th? Okay, well, Jordan Poole. Oh boy, Jordan Poole. What are we talking about here? It's 2024. We can't possibly discuss Jordan Poole, or can we? I'll be the first to admit. Someone asked earlier in the Discord, why do we say poverty all the time? It's a running, just a joke, a saying. People stop taking things so serious. If sports betting, and especially this side of it, if it isn't fun for you, just uninstall, because what are you doing with your life? I can't imagine a miserable life where you can't have any fun. The point of the matter is this. Jordan Poole, 22.5 fantasy score, more or less. Now, 90% of the donkeys are going to look at the last 5, see 3.2, be like, whoa, he had a bad game, and be afraid of it. They might look at his last 10 or 20 and be like, he's having a bad season, and be afraid of it. Am I telling you right here, right now on the YouTube faithful to take Jordan Poole over 22.5 fantasy score? Well, he's 100% a dart throw. I'm taking a shot on Mr. Poole. As gross as it is, before the comment guy says, wow, he's telling us to take Jordan Poole. No, I see 22.5. I know that he has 22 point upside anytime he's on the court, as much as I can't stand him, as bad as he is, as poverty as he is, and I'm going to take a shot. Why? Because I'm targeting the other side of the coin, which is going to be none other than the Frenchman, Rudy Gobert, who literally goes door to door. Knock, knock, it's me, Rudy. I'm here to sell your slips. I'm here to take your coin, funnel it out of your wallet, and give it to PrizePicks, Sleeper, Chalkboard, whatever site you choose. That is Rudy Gobert's second side hustle. Some of you DoorDash, some of you do Uber. Rudy Gobert, he sells slips. I'm telling you. But with all that in mind, I got to go back to him. Why? Because I can't avoid and I can't deny the reality of the situation that he's in. He's in a nut matchup. Last game the Wolves played, it was Karl Anthony Towns season. Career everything, career night for Towns. Is he going to have that again? Probably not. I would say he's in the mix. All these Wolves are in the mix. Why? Because of the matchup. Now, granted, the spread is abysmal. It's a blowout spread. But let me ring that bell. How about Pacers Denver yesterday? That was a blowout spread, and what happened? It was close all the way down to the wire, and Nikola Jokic soared over. Because if you predict a blowout and it doesn't blow out, and the lines are deflated because of a blowout, and then all of a sudden the game stays close because at the end of the day they're all professionals and it can be close any day of the week, then you, sir, like me last night taking under on Jokic, you get smashed, you get hammered, you get chalked, you lose coin. That's how it is. So miss me with trying to predict blowouts. I use the spreads as a guide, but I never try to predict a blowout. It's a fool's errand. So I'm going to take Mr. Rudy. Now, there's a couple options here. Let me go to my notepad and see what we got. Woo! The notepad never lies, boys. Jordan Poole, look at this fantasy point per minute. It's absolutely atrocious. 0.93 fantasy points per minute with a 26% usage rate. Okay, the usage rate, like I always say, that means he's going to have the ball in his hands a pretty good amount of the time. 26% of the time to be exact, okay? This matchup is terrible for Jordan Poole. It's terrible for Kuzma and Denny Avdija. But you can play Wizard Roulette because they're all in play. Minnesota Wolves, #1 defense in the West right now, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's fluctuated. It's NBA, it fluctuates all the time. But all the lines have it baked in because of it. Now, I can't stress this enough. I'm not telling you to take over on Jordan Poole, okay? I personally am as a dart throw. He's not a core play, and I'm not going to be overexposed. I'm just trying to get you thinking of things. If you see a line that's 22.5, and you know the guy can score 22 real points, you got to think about it, man. If you're not thinking about these things, you're never going to get better. Whether you take his under, whether you take his over, it's not relevant. I don't have interest in it. What I have interest in is getting you to think correctly. And you have to be considering all angles. At the end of the day, these guys are professionals. As poverty and as terrible as they are, you still have to consider it. So Jordan Poole averages 0.93 fantasy points per minute. God forbid, let's say he plays 32 minutes tonight. Do I need to bust out my calculator again for the faithful? I don't think so. We automatically know 0.93 times 32 is going to go over 22.5 fantasy points. It's a total dart throw. Just consider it. Now, the other side of that coin, baby, bang, tails. Rudy Gobert, 1.10 fantasy points per minute with a 15% usage rate. What do I come on this channel on a daily basis and tell you guys? The centers never really have high usage rates unless you're Joel Embiid or Nikola Jokic or a center that does it all. Rudy Gobert is a traditional center, meaning he's just a big man in the way, in everybody's way. He's not somebody that's going to be all over the court with a high usage rate. His job, blocks, rebounds, and hopefully score some points. So his fantasy scores in the mix, okay? But it doesn't really interest me so much, but I will have exposure to it. What I really like about Rudy Gobert, is 15 rebounds and assists, and I was just on a soapbox saying, man, I'm starting to get scared because this was my play of the day before I figured something else out, but this was my play of the day at 14.5 R plus A, okay? The spread, like I said, it is scary. I get all that, fam, but it can't be denied that he's in an elite matchup and he can cover here. I think he gets exactly around 15 to 16. It's still in play at 15, but 14.5 was crispy, just like I said he was, boys. And girls, because there's a few of you in here. So now you have to make the decision if you want to go there. But like I said, it is a bumped line. So if you want to go to his fantasy score, God bless you. Now, I love the guy that's skipping through my videos without listening to the spiels and the rants. And he's just trying to get spoon-fed because he's going to see Jordan Poole and think that I'm touting it. I'm going to say this one last time. Jordan Poole, you should not have exposure to more than one slip. He's a dart throw, okay? It's not something that I'm high on. It's just something to get your brain thinking. All of these Wizards, for that matter, Denny Avdija, Kuzma, etc. All the lines are extremely low because they're poverty. Now clear the board. We got other stuff to talk about. Let me go back to my notes. I know I'm going to get hate for talking about Jordan Poole when he sells. Jordan Poole is the original door-to-door salesman. Never forget. Rudy's right behind him, but Jordan Poole's the OG. They probably share notes together on how to sell and chalk your slip. All right. One last thing about Rudy Gobert before I move on, actually. He's minus 135 at 14.5. You can see his last 10, 50% of the time. Last 20 is 50% of the time. But look at this. Rebounds allowed 30th, assists allowed 30th. That's all I need to see, boys. If you go down here and look at the inside, he's failed to exceed 14.5 R plus A in 10 of his last 14 games against opponents with a losing record. That is something to be considered because that is factoring in the blowout. And just like yesterday with Lauri Markkanen, the insight was correct. It said he's never exceeded that in the situation he was in, and he did go under. Now, it's not something to take as gospel, but it is something to be considered. And you get all of this and more. Outlier Bet, promo code CRUSH, do yourself a favor. It's got all the tools, the tricks of the trade, wheel and deal, dial in, lock in, whatever you want to do. Stop being poverty and get your tools that you need to be successful. Now we can move on. Let's go talk about none other than Alperen Sengun. Is Sengun hitting tonight, boys? I got one question for you. Is it hitting? Question mark, question mark? Well, I think that these two have a solid chance of hitting, boys. 46 fantasy score for the Goonie? Absolutely. Why not? 50, 67, 49, 42, 44. I show you this so you could see the ceiling of 67 against the Utah Jazz. What do we know about Utah? Well, they got Lauri Markkanen in the mix and Sengun scold him. So, is DeAndre Ayton going to put a stop to Alperen Sengun tonight? Bro, Ayton has literally fell off the map. He's literally the next Odin. I'm done with Ayton. But that being said, I won't be shocked tonight if Ayton decides to go off just to spite Captain Crush. Both of these plays are in the mix. Both of them are high differentials in my projection model, which will be released later today around 3 or 4 Central Time, right before the live stream, as always, in your boys' Discord, which you can get at CaptainCrush.net. I tell it every day, boys. Gold package every day. I'm getting noobs coming in, and sometimes they're contributors, sometimes they're poverty, but I give everyone a free equal chance. Let's go. If you sign up with any of my partners, you get a 30-day free trial, and that is where you will get access to all of my plays, my projection sheets, the winning slips, the general chat, everything, boys. You get it all. The live streams is the key to all of it. Look at everybody cashing on your boys' play of the day yesterday. CJ McCollum, 34 fantasy points. He had like 30 at half. It was sweat-free. You love when it's sweat-free, boys, don't you? Here's another one. PPW. What do I always say to you guys? Jalen Williams, another one that cashed. Jeremy Grant. I literally called all these out verbatim on live stream. I know I did, and I know I discussed it in the chat. I talked about Jeremy Grant being in the revenge game scenario. He usually plays good. Jalen Williams, he literally had everybody sweating and bang, came through in the clutch with 5 seconds left. All you pre-chalkers missed me. Jalen Williams, it was hitting. I called my shot in the second quarter. I was so confident I quadrupled down on his fourth quarter points over 5 and bang, cash it, because I don't pre-chalk. It's never chalked until the final whistle. Do you understand what I'm telling you? McCollum cash. Russell cash. How about Russell, boys? My play, baby. Woo! Let's go. Russell won me some coin yesterday. Julius Randle as well. This is how I know who's in the live streams, who pays attention to the chat based on the slips that they produce. James Harden, D'Angelo Russell. Oh yeah, this was, the chat last night was being poverty, so they missed this slip, but a few of the people that I know and trust were able to get it. This was my first half slip for the late night hammer game. Cash it. If the chat wasn't being poverty, they all would have got it. You snooze, you lose. Another W, Kawhi Leonard, McCollum. The hockey play, I'm not a hockey guy, but there are some people. Russell, Brunson, and Grant. Cash it all, baby. And then you got Lion King. This kid's cashing every day. I'm serious. The guy doesn't speak in the general chat. One of my favorite types of guys. Never says a word, just cashes and gives me his shout outs. Projections in 2 videos, he says it's hitting, and absolutely it's hitting, and stuff, my friends, was hitting, okay? And this is your boy right here, Captain Crush, Jalen Williams and CJ McCollum. Before you say, Cap, how'd you get 60 on the taco? I have the PrizePicks Platinum because I'm a degen. It's just the thing they give to those accounts, okay? And here's my 4-man power, which I never do 4-man powers, but I was sure that these 4 were smashing. And what do you know? Cash it, cash it, cash it, baby. So when you do decide to join up, you'll get all my plays, you'll get the live stream access, which is down here, live stream. You get access to the esport gurus in there, and then you get my projection model, which will be here, which is under here, and it'll be like this in a PDF. You cannot miss it. It looks a list like this. Just like that. You follow the projection chart, you'll be good. All right, I'm done plugging my stuff, but the fact is, it's worth every penny. Now, here we go. We're right back in the mix. We're right back. Sengun, 23.5 points or 46 fantasy score. The situation at hand is this. You got to decide, is this game going to get out of hand early? If it is, maybe look to their first half. If you think, nah, Portland's showing up tonight, they're going to keep it close some way, somehow, come hell, high water, then just go ahead and take the full game like I did. I took a shot. I shot my shot. If he sells, well, by God, he sells. I'm not getting off Sengun tonight. Pause. Resume. We're good. Everything's good to go, boys. Keep it moving. So Sengun, you just made the list again for the 10th time this season. Now, what kind of a man would I be? What kind of a man would I be if I didn't discuss the Charlotte Hornets on here? I almost gatekept this from the YouTube, but I can't do it. The Hornets, they ain't it. They're not it, Chief, but they are playing the Poverty Pistons tonight. And when you play Poverty and Poverty's playing, you got Pauper and Poverty fighting against each other today. The Hornets and Pistons, which one's going to win? Well, somebody has to win. So there's no more Terry Rozier. Scary Terry is now in my Miami on South Beach, chilling like a villain. So you automatically know Rookie of the Year candidate Brandon Miller has a chance, a usage spike. He's been spiked up already. He's actually been playing better with LaMelo on the court. It's crazy. I don't understand that correlation, but this is the world I'm living in, okay? 36, 37, 40 as of late. Poverty. But now you take Terry off the court, and I'm going right over here to Brandon Miller's fantasy, his PRA, his points, all of it. I'm taking a shot on all of it, and I don't care. And for that matter, too, Nick Richards is now back in the mix, and I'm going to go take a shot on Nick Richards' fantasy as well. Why not, folks? Why not? They're back in the mix, and I am going to take a shot on Nick Richards, but the priority is Brandon Miller. It's Miller time, baby! Pop the beer open and take a drink for your boy. It's Miller time. Now, I know the community's going to be getting chubs over LaMelo Ball, so can we target LaMelo Ball? Absolutely, he's in the mix. Would I target his fantasy score? Absolutely not. If I'm going to target LaMelo, it's probably going to be his real points, but I'm just sticking with my boy Miller, and hopefully it's Miller time tonight. Now, scrolling through this list, there's like 2 or 3 more guys that I want to talk about, and I got a lot more to discuss on live stream, but what do you see with this list? Who stands out? You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Do you know it's coming? Who's it going to be, boys? Come on, chat. Call it out in your heads. I know you can't talk to me right here, but somebody's got to see who's about to get called out. Did you get it? Did you see it? Bang! Yo, Donnie! Hey, Donnie! 52 fantasy score for Yo, Donnie. Listen, the other day, I had Donnie under 7 assists, under 7.5 assists, actually. It was a great play. It was a plus expected value, and he absolutely had like 9 assists in the first quarter. And that happens, friends. It happens. But today, 52 fantasy score. What do we know about guards against the Bucks? Well, we know that they shred them. Unless your name is Jaden Ivey, which I'm still feeling the effects from Jaden Ivey the other day. My God in heaven, Jaden, you sold me and the cord, and possibly the YouTube. But the fact is, we're talking about Yo, Donnie! 52 fantasy score for Donnie. Let me go check the notepad right quick for a hot minute. Bang, Donnie. Where's Donnie? I don't have Donnie up here. Oh my gosh, I made a blunder. I made a blunder live, boys. I don't have Donnie up there. The good news for you is that I got it memorized. It's literally right around 1.35 fantasy points per minute with a crispy 28 to 30% usage rate depending on who's on the court with him. So let's just call it 1.3 and 28%, and let's put Donnie Mitchell in the mix. Okay, Donnie, yo, Donnie, you're in the mix, Donnie, you made it. 52 fantasy score, it's a big number. If this game gets out of hand, Donnie ain't hitting, okay? And I will say this, Donnie's due regression, but 57, 39, 55, 52, 73, I'm taking a shot on Donnie. Call me a Donnie guy, but I'm taking a shot on Donnie. I don't care. I'm not going to go deep into an analytical dive on Yo, Donnie. He's Donnie, and I die with you, Donnie. Just like Lefty said to Donnie Brasco, I die with you, Donnie. Don't be a rat, Donnie. Come through for the boys. Everything aligns for Donnie Mitchell tonight. Let's hopefully he gets there. And before you say, Cap, should I take his points or his rebounds plus assists, any of that? His R plus A is in the mix. Let me see if I can find it. We're doing it live, boys. Yo, Donnie, where's your R plus A? Do they not? Well, they don't even have his R plus A on the board. If his R plus A comes out at 12.5 and you take that, I won't begrudge you a bit. But for now, I'm just going to stick to the fantasy score. I think that's the solid play here. Yo, Donnie's just been cooking, and we're going to need him to cook one more time. And this is another one right here with old Dame Time Lillard and Yo, Donnie. And you maybe combo them together and find yourself at 16 assists and find a W. That is possible too, my brothers and sisters in Christ. So I've said everything I need to say about Donnie. There's one more thing that I'm going to talk about, and that is the community narrative tonight. Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama. They're going head to head. My Thunder versus the Poverty Spurs. One of these guys is probably going to be Rookie of the Year. Who's it going to be? Well, if I was a betting man, which I am, it's probably going to go to Victor Wembanyama just because he's Victor Wembanyama and the media darling, okay? That's just a fact. That's just the world we live in. Now, there's a couple propositions you could take for old Victor Wemby. Remember, Trey Jones didn't go to shoot around. I don't think that's going to affect Victor too much, but it is worth mentioning there are some more usage rates to go around. It'll probably get split up amongst the guards, but regardless of who's on the court, you have to consider old Wemby, okay? You can take his real points, which is probably my favorite one. I did get it at 23, a crispy 23 for push equity, and I did take the under at 23.5 as a crispy hedge. But I'm telling you guys right now, I'm not going to tell you to take less on 23.5. You guys and girls don't have the stones to take less on 23.5. You ain't ready for that life, chat, but I am, which is why I hedged it over 23, under 23.5. It is what it is. I'm telling you, you can take old Wemby and feel good. Whether you go to his fantasy score, whether you go to his blocks and steals that are in the mix, some of these crazy degens go over here to Wemby's dunks. I mean, this is insane, but it's been cashing them. So if you want to go there, you can. But like I said, boys and girls, my favorite is P plus R or just straight points. Hopefully it goes back down to 23 so I can hammer it again. We'll talk about Chet Holmgren in the live stream. And once again, how do you get to the live stream? CaptainCrush.net. Unfortunately for you, it's behind the paywall. Gold package, bang. 83 cents a day, folks. And it's a tool just like anything else. Projection sheets, live streams, playlist, and the general chat think tank where you're free. I'm big on free speech, but if you get out of line, boys, if you start talking some crazy nonsense, I give you the mute because I don't let the chat get out of hand. I try my best. Whenever you run a Discord or any type of group chat, folks, you're always going to have people that want to come in and cause issues and be poverty. It's just the nature of the beast. And the more I've been doing it, I should say the longer I've been doing it, the more I realize that not everybody's going to get along. There's a lot of testosterone, there's a lot of estrogen flowing, and there's just a lot of stuff happening. So be nice to everybody, be peaceful, try to contribute. And if you are in my Discord and you do contribute, because I get a ton of DMs, Cap, I want to be more contributing, I want to be more involved. If you do things without me asking you to or without being told to do it, I will notice, okay? Someone will bring it to my attention or I myself will notice, and that is when I will give you a role and then you can start posting your plays of the day or whatever have you if you want to be a contributing member in the community. I give everybody a chance, guys. Most people that run Discords run a dictatorship. I do for the most part, but I do like to give community the keys to the kingdom. I do let the chat make decisions. I do things because at the end of the day, without you guys, there is no Discord. That's just a fact, okay? So I always let my chat be in the mix. So if you're taking a shot like the guys in the comments suggested one time, every time Captain Crush says in the mix, I think you're at 2, 3, maybe 4. So one more time, in the mix. Get in the Discord and get in the mix. I'm telling ya, we're doing good things. Whether you win or lose every day, don't be poverty. Don't focus on one individual day result. Focus on, am I or am I not getting better every day? That's all you have to worry about. And it's not always going to manifest itself in a winning green slip, okay? That's just not how it works. You know if you're getting better, and I know if you're getting better because when I talk to you, I can see how you think about things. And if, let me tell you right now, let Crush tell you for 1 second. If this is your research, last 5 being red or green, if that's your research, buddy, you ain't getting better. And with that, I'll bid you adieu. I give you all a 100% salute. Thanks for stopping by. Go ahead and smash that like button like your mama taught you right. And if you're new, hit the subscribe. And if you don't want to be poverty and you want a new research tool, get your Rudy Poo and Captain Crush's Discord, and I will see you guys later. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.